Hello, today I want to review the process of solving a linear equation involving fractions. Now the process I want to use to do this is the technique of eliminating the fractions from the equation. So the first thing we want to do is we want to look at all of the denominators that we have here, and we want to look for a common denominator of these four values. Now the lowest common denominator I would have then would be 12. And what I'm going to do is I am going to multiply both sides of the equation by that common denominator, and I'm going to eliminate all the denominators from the equation. Now when I do that, it's very much like distributing. And so one way to think about working with this is to rewrite this equation. I'm going to distribute that 12 to each term that I have in the entire equation. So this becomes 12 over 1 times x over 3 plus, and now I distribute that 12 over 1 times the 1/4, and that's equal to 12 over 1 times 1/2 minus 12 over 1 times 5x over 12. Now I can look at simplifying these fractions, which is actually very simple because you're going to be able to cross-reduce in each case. So for example, if we look at these first two fractions, I can cross-reduce because 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 12 4 times. And now I have 4 times x, which is 4x. I've gotten rid of the fraction. Now let's look at the next two fractions. 12 over 1 times 1/4. Again, I can cross-reduce. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 12 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3, and I end up with 4x plus 3. That's going to equal, on the other side, I now have 12 over 1 times 1/2. Again, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 12 6 times. So this becomes 6 times 1, which is 6. Minus, again, look at the two fractions. 12 goes into 12 once on the bottom and on the top once. And now I have 1 times 5x, which is 5x. Now most students would agree that solving this resulting equation is much easier than dealing with the fractions we had in the original equation. So now let's apply our problem-solving strategy for solving linear equations. I need the x terms on one side, and I'm going to choose to move the 5x to the left-hand side. I do that by adding 5x to both sides, and that's going to give me 9x plus 3 is equal to 6. Once I have the variable on one side, I want to put the number on the other side. So I subtract 3 from both sides, or add -3. And when I do that, I end up with 9x is equal to 6 minus 3, which is 3. My final step is to apply the multiplication property, divide both sides by 9, and x is equal to, now 3/9 reduces down, and with fractions we should always reduce our final answers. So my final answer becomes x equals 1/3.